you're in the comic book room, ready to do another comic book haul, and this is going to be a good one. Now, this officially is the first comic book haul recorded in 2022, but I recorded 3 before this, and I have 2 left to put out, all Golden Age. This video has everything, but it has some really, really cool stuff. But before I get started, tomorrow night, which is in the past, we're doing the Seinfeld Trivia Live show, simply because I wanted to do something fun with my friend Steve Codwell, and I bought this from Five and Below for $5. I love Seinfeld. To me, is the greatest comedy show ever.
Mr. O'Brien.
No, I'm Dylan Murphy.
I'm O'Brien.
You're a brilliant man.
Did you see the way she was looking at me?
She's a Nazi, George. A Nazi.
Wait a minute, the phone. We'll call the police. Yeah, hello, police? Yeah, listen, we're in the back of a limo in Queens.
Jerry's a Nazi?
You don't look like an O'Brien.
Me? Yeah, right.
You really don't look like a Murphy.
I may not look like a Murphy, but I act like a...
I can quote it with my son. We will quote, my brothers, my son will text, quote back and forth, like on certain days, all day long. I know when I'm feeling down, I can come home, put on Seinfeld, and laugh. But my wife doesn't like to watch it with me because I know every script, and I'll just like repeat it when they're saying it, and it annoys her. She actually quoted Seinfeld the other day. I was shocked. Anyway, so I was at Five and Below today and got this. So it's a green screen. This is a 5 foot by 4 foot, and it was $5. I haven't tried it out yet. And I got this also. This one was 10. It's a bit smaller. It's like 3.5 by 3.5, or circumference, radius, whatever. But it attaches to the back of your chair. So I want to see which one of these works out better. And this was 10. Ended up getting this shirt today too from Plato's Closet. Really nice looking shirt. Anyways, comic books now. So I'm going to start out with what I believe to be like the okays all the way to the great stuff. So we're going to begin with dollar books. So I picked it. I already have this. I think everybody has this book, and people want to try to sell this for $10. I just picked it up because it was the newsstand, and I didn't have a newsstand. And there's like 4 printings of this book or something like that. And this is the first time this is when Doomsday makes it to Metropolis. So, and that's from 1992. Everybody, I think you all know what this book is. So, but you know, it's $1. This next one was $1. I didn't have the newsstand, so Silver Sable in the Wild Bunch, #1, embossed lettering and on her suit. It's from 1992. So I thought that was pretty cool. I can't believe this was in the dollar bin. And a pretty decent copy too. Unexpected. Number 99 from March 1967. This was a dollar bin from a different store than these. This was just up on the ready to go in the back issues. He throws the stuff up there so we can put them away later. And if it doesn't have a marker or a price, then it's $1. So I said, that's $1? And he's like, yep. So not all that cool of a cover, but you know, it's Silver Age. It's checkers, go-go checks for $1. I think it's a pretty good buy. This finishes off my run. So this is a 4-issue reprint run by Marvel in 1976. It reprints Daredevil stories from the series, and there's only 4 issues. This, I don't know why they only went 4. I know these are pretty hard to get. #1 and #3 seem to be the ones that I always see, but #4 is the first time I've ever seen #4. So, completed that one. And like I said, it's #4 from 1976. It's pretty cool. I like the title of it. If anybody knows why this only lasted 4 issues, let me know. Just kind of curious on that. I was happy to get this next one. I always look for these. I always go to the Punisher areas of the bin looking for the last issues. They're a low print run. This book can sell from anywhere from $25 to $40, and you can tell this is a 9/8 candidate. It is just so beautiful. Not a flaw, and it's a black cover. And this has a countdown, so I did look at number 4. The next issue, which is the last, number 4 is highlighted. That's Punisher War Journals from 1995. And just a really tough book to find, especially for $1. And this next book is beat up a little bit, but it's Marvel Team Up Annual number 1. First time the X-Men are out of any X title. The new X-Men, the John Byrne X-Men, and then also second appearance of Phoenix. And first time that Spider-Man teams up with the X-Men. And of course, that's a square bound book, and it's probably like a 2.0 copy, but for $1, I'll take it. And it looks nice in the Mylar. Now this next book, anytime I find it for $1, I'm going to buy it in high grade. And I know Bubs does not like this cover, but I love it. I think it's a great badass Power Girl cover. She just like, come on, bring it on. She looks hot, sexy, and mean. Fighting machine. That's Justice Society of America, number 9, November 2007. Of course, it's Alex Ross. I think this is my 3rd copy. This one, Stargirl and Liberty Bell, I always pick up in high grade for $1. Just love the cover. Alex Ross did a great job. I just love it. I didn't really like his covers he did for Marvel. What is it? The retrospects or whatever they're called. I didn't buy any of those. I didn't really care for them. But these ones I love. And this is number 8 from October 2007. So it was a $1 book. I couldn't believe this was in the $1. So this book here, I did buy from the same shop a while back for $5 or 3 to 5. I don't remember. And it wasn't in this condition. This is like a 9/4 copy for $1. So I saw that in there. And this big store is the same thing. If it doesn't have a price on it, it's $1. And this is actually a key, and I don't remember what it was. It has to do with some Golden Age characters first time appearing in the title or something like that. Maybe the Robin. I don't remember. I should have looked it up. Okay, so that's it for the $1 books. What do you think? Would you buy those for $1? Was it good buys? What? Okay, so this finishes my run also, and it's a number 4 also. So this series ran for 4 issues. It's a Marvel Bronze Age series. Black Goliath with a Jack Kirby cover. And that's from August 76. So a short run on that. This Black Goliath is just so cool. And these aren't that tough to find. They're there. And then this next one I already own. I paid $5 for this high grade copy, but I just love this cover. I love the storyline. It's a killer George Perez cover with the Grim Reaper. And then you got Simon Williams, Wonder Man. You got the Vision. And if you know this storyline, you know that it's really good. And it has to do with the fact that he has the essence or part of the soul of Simon Williams. Simon Williams was dead and then resurrected, and the Grim Reaper is his brother, and he's trying to get his brother fully back into Wonder Man to Simon Williams. It's a really good storyline. This is from June 1977. It's just a really killer cover too. And then I had this book already, but I just, for $5, and it's a really nice, it's probably like a 6.0 copy. Black cover, looks good in the Mylar. This is Thor 230, 1974. Just great cover. I think this is a no, this is Rich Buckler and Joe Sinnott cover. But for $5, they just got it in a collection. A lot of Silver Age Thor and Bronze Age Thors. And I had a pile, and I put a bunch back because I grabbed a bunch of other pricey books. Again, another book that I have. But this one is probably like a 7.0. Beautiful. It's got Mephisto on the cover, number 205, and great Gil Kane cover, John Buscema, interior art. Yeah, for $5, I'll just never leave this book. The Mark of Mephisto. Beautiful, man. It's amazing. These Bronze Age Thors are still pretty affordable. You know how the market is. I'm waiting, just waiting, because this one day there's going to be, and they're going to be like, these are going to be like $20, $30 books. Right now I can still get them for $5. This was 6. Creatures on the Loose, number 12, didn't have it. Anytime I can pick up a really nice copy of a Marvel monster book for cheap, I'm going to do it. This is from 1971, so it's just into the Bronze Age. They actually, I think this is a reprint. I think they have the original Strange Tales issue with this character there, unless they brought him back. I haven't read this yet. Okay, so we're getting into the better stuff, the more pricey books. This book I paid $20 for. I love my Westerns. This book I just don't see, especially in high grade. And that's why I paid $20 for this. The Kid Colt Special. And this is part of the run, so it's not an annual. It's not a giant. I mean, it's a giant size, but it's not the giant size. This is for September 1966, and this is a square bound, and is a really great shape. And I love my Westerns. Kid Colt Outlaw. Look at that book. That's just gorgeous. I don't think I've ever seen this in the wild before. For $20, I thought this was a great buy. So they had told me, I had went there Christmas Eve, and they told me that they had just, well, I went there for 3 books, 3 Marvel Monster Atlas books on the wall. Started going through the short boxes, finding all kinds of stuff I didn't even know was there. So I was checking out. The owner told me that they had gotten a bunch of early Avengers and Thor books that were going out that day, but they were still pricing them. So I came back the next day. I did pick up a couple Thors. I picked up 163. I don't think this has any key significance. It's from April 1969. Is this, oh yeah, this is the second cameo, I believe, of Adam Warlock. That's what this is. I didn't put it on the back. Surprised I remembered that. Really nice copy. I paid $25 for this. And then the next book I paid $50 for. I rarely do this for Marvel Silver. But I thought, you know, it could be worth it. So Thor 169, Origin of Galactus, first mention of Creeping Plague, which becomes the Black Winter eventually, and a nice Kirby cover. And, you know, it's a decent copy, probably a 5.5 or something like that, maybe 6.0. So I paid $50 for that. And then another Western book, Atlas, Western Kid, no significance. It's just issue 2 from 1955. I paid $25 for this. In really nice shape too. This is probably like a 6.5 copy. So I looked at a lot of the books and I tried to pick out the best condition books for the price. It's always good if you ever need to resell down the line, if you have a better looking copy, it's going to be easier to sell, because they had some pricey copies there that were of the monster books that were ratty and taped up on the spine. I try to stay away from those. Here we go. We have a Black Cat Western. This was $30. Now I went back. They had another one. I almost bought it for $20, but it had a couple holes through the spine, like 3 holes right there. I noticed that when I was checking out. I put it back. I may actually go back and get it. These are kind of hard to find in the wild. And $20 is not a bad price for that. This one is in really nice shape. This is probably a 6.5 copy right here. And you know, this title changed. It went from Black Cat Mystery, Black Cat Comics, Black Cat Western. Then it went to, I think, just Western Comics. And I think the next issue was that they have over there was the last Black Cat issue. I think there was only 4 Black Cat Westerns, if I'm correct. This book, I cannot believe they sold it for this price. This book, you rarely will find in a back issue bin. Space Squadron, and this is, I think, a 6-issue series, and this is the best cover out of the series because it has that dragon right there. Really cool. And I posted this on Instagram. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. The interiors are really cool. This is from December 1951 for $20. Golden Age, $20. Nice grade. Sci-fi book. Atlas. I mean, that's a no-brainer. I really thought this book would be like a $50 book, but it's hit and miss. They know more about, it's like most shops. They know more information about Marvel and DC keys, silver, bronze, and stuff like that, even the regular issues. But when you get into the obscure titles or genres, they don't have as much knowledge, and you can find books mispriced. And believe me, there's one in here that is a grail to me. So I bought this. This was $40. So within those last 2 days, I got my 2 earliest World's Finest comics. Number 70, the next issue is the big key. It's the first time that Batman and Superman actually team up in the story in the book. So from number 1 to this issue is always separate stories between the characters. And this had a bit of a spine roll. I did press it out a little bit, but it's a thick book. So it's really hard to, and you want to be careful. It has a little tear up here on the spine, but other than that, it's a really good, decent shape. It has Green Arrow story in it, of course, a Superman, and then a Batman story, and it has some other stories too. As you can see, it's 68 pages, so nice book. All right, here we go. Excuse me. They had a bunch of these. Bada bing, bada boom. Amazing Adventures. Out of all the Marvel titles with the monsters, I think this is probably the scarcest title. It only went for 6 issues. This is the last issue. So this is from 1961. I paid $50 for this, but you know, I figure I don't have a lot of these in my collection. Again, this is probably the lowest grade book, or close, probably tied with one other book in the ones that I bought. But I figure, you know, these Amazing Adventures, you just don't see them. And I went online and I checked to see, you know, what they're going for on eBay. And this was below anything that I could find on eBay. Not by much, maybe by 10, 15 bucks, but that's including shipping. So there you go. And someone said, if you spell this backwards, it says oppressed. Oppress. Jack Kirby at his best. There's probably some Steve Ditko in here, I wouldn't doubt. I haven't really looked at it. This is the only one that has a detached cover out of the ones I'm going to show you. So I picked up this one, number 21. Another Jack Kirby cover. July 61, number 21. I said, I didn't know they had these there. I just started to go, but they had some short boxes against the wall on a shelf, and I started going through the ones on the bottom, which I never went through before, and found a bunch of this stuff. But I tried to pick up the best copies except for the Amazing Adventures. So this one's pretty good. It's pretty tight, still together. This one, now look at that, Steve Ditko, Strange Tales, 88, and he does interiors on this story. And this is a really nice copy. Love seeing the 10 cents on these Atlas books. The World Menace, the world has never known. In 1961. Again, another monster book. What did I pay for that? $50. My wife's sleeping. Shh, don't tell her. Even though it's my money, but it's just not good to brag about it. Journey into Mystery People. Look at that. Sprag. Look at that mouth. I paid $50 for this one also. So May 61. Look at the colors on that. Dang. Ooh. And yeah, it's a nice copy also. Nice tight spine. Yeah, baby. Like I said, the Amazing Adventures were the ones I really wanted to go for. So this is the other one that was low grade. And I think the cover's still attached, but barely. I paid $60 for this one. It's number Thor from 1961. But again, I did my research, and surprisingly, their prices were lower than online, which doesn't happen much with their books. I guess you gotta really go in there like I do and look for those ones. Just look at that book though. I Am X. Of course, this has been reprinted in the Bronze Age, I think in the Fear title, but another Kirby cover. Is this a Kirby cover? Yes, this is. This is definitely a Kirby cover. Okay, some eBay stuff, and there's more coming from this store. Just picked that up from my comic shop. I didn't realize this thing was as low grade as it is. There are 4 printings on this book. This is, I think, the last one or the second last printing. They all have different covers, but the interiors are the same. This one's from 1949. Christmas with Mother Goose. Covers detached, unfortunately. I didn't know that, but it was like, it was $12 with shipping. So I broke up the shipping because it was 3 books that I bought for my comic shop. They'll be coming up here, but check this out. Anytime I can buy these IWs in high grade, I will. This is a 8.0. So unfortunately, I got a deal, $10 off, but eBay charged tax if you're in Florida, and then the shipping was pretty outrageous, so it ended up being $51 for this. But let me show you this book. And I have like 3 or 4 different IWs I found. Usually not as much as this one. Usually I got the other couples for $20, but I don't know why I paid so much for that. But it is a really nice shape. It is a gorgeous cover though. And these are reprints. 1958 by Israel Walden, I think his name was. Okay, so the other 2 books that came with that other one was not these. So these did come from my comic shop, but this book is really nice. This is L.B. Cole, Frisky Animals, numbered 48, 1952. So Frisky Animals started with Novelty Press, and then L.B. Cole bought some of the titles from Novelty Press, and then printed or published his own books with his own art, his own artists. And Novelty Press had went out of business. So just a beautiful, bright colored L.B. Cole Christmas cover. But not only that, did I get this one, and this is the best and the scarcest according to Gerber Guide. But I got this L.B. Cole also. What do these cost me? This one cost me $31.40, and this one cost me $27.40. I've been collecting a lot of these LB Cole Christmas covers this year, so I was happy to get that one. Okay, so the other two that came with the Christmas with Mother Goose was some more Frisky Fables, but this is an Al Fargo cover. So this is a novelty press issue. This is number 38 from October and November 49. And you can see here it says a new star is born. So another Christmas cover. And that one cost me $11.30. And then I got this one, another novelty press Christmas cover with Al Fargo art from 1948, number 25, January. It's really cool. I like to collect a lot more of these. And if you'll see my Golden Age one, which will be out before this. I have another Frisky Fables, which has the American flag cover. Okay, so one of the books I picked up at this shop was cheap according to my standards. This is a Grail. Captain Flash. Look at that. Thing's like a cherry. Number 2, March 1955. Now, a lot of people don't know that Captain Flash is the first original superhero in the Silver Age. It's not DC's Flash, which I don't know why people don't do research when they buy books, especially like Showcase 4. They pay thousands of dollars for thinking it's the first appearance of the Silver Age superhero, and it's not. He appeared 1 year and 11 months before DC's Flash, and he's the reason that DC resurrected the Flash. They were so afraid of losing trademark on this name that when Sterling Publishers went out of business, they only published like 4 or 5 titles that lasted 5 or 6 issues. DC quickly resurrected or reconstituted the Golden Age Flash and brought the Silver Age Flash into existence so they could hold on to this trademark name. So those people had wasted all their investment buying Showcase 4. This is the very first superhero in the Golden Age. So now you got to go out and get Captain Flash number 1. This book is gorgeous. And it was $30. It was $20. This book should be worth like $300 or $400. That's how, and it's scarce as can be. The print run on this was just so low, and you'll rarely ever see hardly any issues for sale. I have number 4 and number 2. So the last 3 are, well, this one's not a Grail, but the last 2 and this one are the Grails. But this is just a cool cigarette girl cover. Gorgeous, gorgeous cover. And I picked this up from my comic shop for $40. It is low grade. I opened it up and read it, and the whole thing just split apart. But hey, it's gorgeous. And it's kind of scarce. It's a Canadian Superior printer. Is it Superior or Maple? Yeah, it's Superior. These are pretty tough. They're worth money. Just a gorgeous cover. Okay, so the Grails for me for 2021. This one here. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I got this. This was up for auction on eBay for $30, and then buy it now for $60. So I grabbed it for $60. So with tax and shipping, come to $69. Just a gorgeous owl cover. Now, Owl is Dell's Batman ripoff. He has the Playboy lifestyle. He has the Owlmobile. He has Owl Girl to assist him. Just a really, really cool character that he didn't really fade away. He ran his course in this series, and then they moved him over to Popular Comics for about 15 issues. And then Gold Key resurrected him with 3 original issues in the Silver Age. And then Project Superheroes by Dynamite brought him back again. So he has a lot of history. But this is just a gorgeous cover. I love these covers where the superheroes are giant and they're picking up the bad guys. And you'll see that quite often in the Golden Age. So this is Cracker Jack Funnies, number 34 from 1941. So 3 years after Superman, 2 years after Batman. Now, the Grail of the Grail. Got this book enormously cheap for what it is. Went to my little comic shop. He had bought some other inventory from the owner who passed away from the sea plague. And I went through, first was Miss Marvel number 1, and probably like a 2.5. And he said, "Oh, I'll give it to you for 20." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll take it." A couple more books. This book showed up. I said, "Oh, God, how much you want for that?" "I'll give you 100." And I don't know if he ignored me, didn't hear me. He goes, "Let me look it up." He looked it up. He goes, "I'll take 25." And I was like, guys, I was just holding on to that counter, not wanting to fall over. World's Finest Comics, number 11 from 1943. And not only that, it's not a ratty, falling apart copy. It is a nice copy. This is like a $400 book. And he said, "Oh, it's not a key." Well, let's see. It's got the Victory Garden cover, which was a big deal. So the Victory Garden was something that you showed your patriotic help in the war, because you were helping rationing food by growing your own. Therefore, you didn't have to spend money. You didn't have to go to the grocery store when things were tough. And, everybody was needing bread and everything. Like here in Florida, when there's a hurricane, everybody rushes to the store. All the bread's gone, toilet paper. So this was a way to avoid that. And just a really cool cover. And me and my friend Steve Cottle have been talking about Victory Gardens. I didn't really know about him. He's the one that kind of told me the history of him, turned me on to him. And this book just popped up at the LCS. But dang, I cannot believe this. $25. This is from 1943. And if you will go to my Instagram, it has a killer Batman story, killer Superman, killer Star Spangled Kid, Green Arrow, among others. It has a great story about a pilot who gets crash lands and he has to use the manual they give him. So the story's all basically telling you what the manual's in there and how to use it when you're lost. Really great stuff, guys. So I cannot believe the end of 2021 was a banger for me. I just ended up, all of a sudden, I don't get this much good stuff for my LCSs. I mean, Golden Age and early Silver like that. So I hope it's a sign of things to come. I hope your 2021 was great. I hope 2022 is even better for you. I appreciate all the support from this whole community. Love you guys and girls. And Nighttiger just saying peace out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what your goals are for this year. I don't really have any goals, but I should, but I don't. All right, so I'm out of here.